Hey everybody, it's Barbie at Nellie Ruth Designs. Welcome back. Thanks for joining in. Thanks for your comments. This is going to be um, a tedious video, and I'm only going to work on today the little gold edging. So I just wanted to do a quick recap with you. In the last video, I had placed a butterfly here and I changed it out with a cute little parrot. I just thought a little bird, little parrot, the two of them talking together would be cute. So I changed that out. And then this one I did the same. I put a really cute little bird here. I love my birds. And I moved the moth that was, gosh, I think maybe the moth was up here. I moved the moth down here and I'm leaving her just with the bird's nest here. So these I'm going to set aside, and as a group I'm going to put them over here. So I know that these, I'm going to do one at a time, all right, because I don't want to mix up the boards either. So I'm going to set those there. And I think for this, and of course I didn't check my art glitter glue. It is clogged, and I was going to clean my tip, and I forgot to do that. So let's see. I think maybe this might be okay here. So I think what I have decided to do is I'm definitely going to run. I want to do the sides first with this particular I'm wondering if I should do the top though first. Then I can match up. Then I think maybe I could match up, which will actually, believe it or not, every little centimeter that I can save. Let's try to do this first. So I'm going to do it this way instead of, I'm just going to do it like this. And then if I have to trim a little tiny bit off, I think the art glitter glue, I've got to adjust my seat here. Where is my, there, I need to be more upright. And let me get right under my desk here. I think the art glitter glue will work fine for this. I've got to shut my door. My husband, I thought he was going to, this is my second video I'm doing today. I thought he was going to watch NASCAR, and he's down there watching a war movie. Can you hear it? He has it so loud. And I know a lot of movies you can't, they're talking either really slow or really low, low and slow. They're talking really low, or the next minute you're watching it and they're shouting. Or if it's an action movie, it's very, very loud. Let me just shut my door. There we go. All right. So I think this will hold really well. I didn't want to get my messy mat out. I don't think I need my messy mat. For this, I think I'll be able to control the glue pretty well. All right, so there's the top. There's the top. And let's go down the side here. And I think I will glue it on and then I will cut it. And I can tell also, boy, my eyes, these bright lights, I have to take eye drops because I call it a sensor bar. And back in 2000 and, stop a little bit, what year was it? 2000 and, well, I was still skiing with my son. And I had to wear bifocals. And it was really hard for me to ski with glasses on, because if I wanted to see out if I wanted to look down, I mean, obviously with bifocals, there are two different vision type things. You like my grammar, two vision type things. But I was tired of, I couldn't see the moguls in front of me. So I'd be looking down, and on a bright sunny day, you know, when you ski, and I never wore goggles. I just didn't like goggles. I needed to see my peripheral vision. If somebody was coming up from behind, a couple times I had people run over me when I was skiing over in Vermont, and that was a scary experience. They literally ran right up over the top of me. A snowboarder did one time. So I'm always checking behind me and to the side of me when I ski, or when I did ski. So I decided, and the same thing with hiking, I either had to put my glasses on if I wanted to take photos, but then I didn't need them when I was hiking up the mountain. You know, I'm farsighted. So I decided to have LASIK surgery. And after I had the LASIK, I call it a sensor bar. And the only way I can really explain it is, many, many moons ago, if you saw the National Enquirer or maybe a People magazine back in the 80s, if somebody was topless, they'd put a black bar over the woman's breasts, or they would do, it was always a sensor bar. And that's what I have in my left eye, because when I had I believe the doctors have no idea what caused it, but I have a sensor bar in the middle of my eye. So if I cover my right eye and look only with my left eye, what happens is, say if I was looking at your face or your head, I could see your body, your face. I could see everything except maybe your nose and your eyes. I could see the top of your hair, top of your head. I have a sensor bar. So I have to take eye drops because they don't know if it's actually the start of macular degeneration, which I pray to God that it's not, because my mother started with that when she was in her early 90s, and I saw her go blind, and it just broke my heart. And by the time she passed away at 98 and a half, she was blind. She couldn't see my face. She couldn't see nobody's faces, and it was the saddest thing. She couldn't see the TV anymore. She would just sit at home and listen to the TV and just try to imagine, you know, what was going on. So I just really hope that so my eyes are very tired today is what I'm trying to say. They're very dry and they're very tired. I think I've just been doing too much fussy cutting at night, and I've got to take tonight off. I have to take a break. Okay. Oh, I'm going to like this. I think this is going to be really pretty on the side of the box. And then we'll have our image, and then the next one will meet up with that. So I'm really liking that. So we're going to take this, and we're going to put this back so we know what we've got going on here. And that's what that's going to look like for one side. So we're going to set that aside. We're going to do the next one. Now, I wanted to show you, this is the master board that I used the decoupage glue with. So you can see it's a little bit wavy. It's not as flat and straight as if you used your Yoo-hoo glue to put but that's okay. I mean, once we get it all glued down, it'll be fine. So I'm leaving these little pieces here. I'm going to try to use as many long pieces as I can for the sides, and then we'll have to piece out and piece them together. So I think I'll do the same thing here. So I figured while I was really rocking and rolling with this one, I would just do 2 videos back to back and finish this up. It's a nice break for me because I'm gonna put my little giraffe here. Maybe he can stop this from curling up around. Yesterday was Saturday, and oh boy, I spent all day. I got right in here, came in here at 8 a.m. with my coffee, and I worked on taxes. I don't do my accountant does our taxes because with our company they overlap. But I have to get everything ready for him, my checking accounts, and oh good Lord, I have to get so much paperwork together. But I spent all day yesterday on my computer. So I think that's why my eyes are tired too. I no longer have my Nellie and Ruth Etsy shop, and I wanted to make sure that all my paperwork was in tip-top shape for that, not that my account needs it because I made zero money. I don't have to do anything with it because there's nothing to do, but I wanted to make sure it was all in good standing order because I think I'm going to close out my checking account and just shut her right down. Shut her down. But by 3 o'clock, I couldn't do it anymore. So I told my husband, let's get a movie going and let's watch our show. And I made a big bowl of popcorn and grabbed a little 5-ounce can of Coca-Cola. And I plopped on the couch, and that's where I was for the rest of the day and night. Enough was enough. And then today I had to go help my son get all his information ready because I have some of it here for the accountant. So I was back at it for a little bit this morning, and then I have to meet with his brother and get his stuff, help him get his stuff ready for the accountant. I hate this time of year. So we have that. And again, as long as I can use full strips, I'm going to use the full strips. And then if I have to piece one together with bits and pieces, I will. So we started watching. I'm a big fan of Julia Garner, and if you don't know who she is by her real name. You'll know her as Ruth on Ozark. And I loved Ruth on Ozark. I was always rooting for her, as messed up as she was, and her potty mouth, and she just had a tough, tough, tough life on that show. And I loved Ruth. So when I say Julia Garner, you'll know who I'm talking about. And if you don't follow her on Instagram, you might want to. She is an absolutely gorgeous. I mean, if you look at her on Ozark, you'd think she was the homeliest gal in town, but I'm telling you, that girl is a beauty. And she has the most gorgeous photos of her on her Instagram when she does her modeling and her professional work. But now we're watching her in, I think it's called Reinventing Amy. Is it Reinventing Amy? Yeah, about the girl that posed as a German heiress to she was going to get $60 million when she turned 25, and her father supposedly was a billionaire. And it's a true story. And she got arrested, but she is portraying that girl in this Netflix series, and she's doing a great job. All right, so that'll be the second one. So we started that yesterday, and then we're finishing up, which is going to be really sad for me when we finish it, because I just love. We have a subscription to Acorn TV. My brother got it for me a couple of years ago because he knew I would like it. I love murder mysteries. And I'm a big fan of British TV. I really don't like American TV. I don't think it's worth watching. And so he got us that subscription, and I love it. One of my favorite shows is Doc Martin. And that's a show I could watch over and over and over again. But then, we've watched quite a few. And, but what we've been watching is Foyle's War. And it's just brilliant. And it's all true stories about World War II. And my husband's reading a book right now that my son got him for Christmas about Mary Churchill, Winston Churchill's daughter. It's actually her diary, and all her her memoirs, and so he can really relate. We both can. I mean, my dad was in World War II, so I've got a lot of stories from him. But this Foyle's War, the star in it, his name is Christopher Kitchen. And he's just a superb actor. And he's quite handsome, too. And I love his demeanor, because that's the one thing that I find with British TV. It's not all shoot 'em up, bang, take 'em down, handcuff 'em. I really like it because it's just very subtle when someone gets arrested, and there's never any guns, and I really like it. So that's coming to an end, and That's going to make me very sad. But I think I have a show, our next show, all picked out. And the scenery is another big plus. We watched another show we watched on Acorn. It was called The Detectorists. And The Detectorist was about two male friends that would go out metal detecting. That's what you call someone that does metal detecting, a detectorist. And it was a wonderful show about their friendship, and it was just lovely. And the scenery in that show was just outstanding. The scenery and the music. It was one of those shows that you wanted to watch before you went to bed because it was very calming and soothing, and it was just it just warmed your heart. So I like my Acorn TV. It's usually what our sons make fun of us because they're like, oh, you're watching your soap opera again. And I'm like, come on, you guys, you have no idea what good TV is. We're like, yeah, we do. I'm like, no, you don't. So I'm even wondering if you can still get fine little braid like this, paper braid. I'm going to have to Google it later. Go on Amazon, see if I can get paper braid. This is so old. This goes back to the 1970s. Was when my mom used all of this. So this is quite old. All right, and then we have, so she's going to go back on here. I do like it with the gold. All right, and then we have one more. All right, let's fix my light here. Oops, there goes my water bottle. Starting to get a little dark here. See if I can open my shades a little bit. Sun is starting to go down. And then I'm going to have to go down and start dinner. I still like to have, I don't know about you, but I still like to have Sunday dinners. It's something that I grew up with. Although our Sunday dinners, when I was growing up, were my poor mom, she'd make Sunday dinner at 1 in the afternoon. I remember we would go to church and come home, and she'd get everything cooking. And kickoff, my dad was a huge Giants football fan. Kickoff would be 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Now I remember she'd get dinner down on the table, and he'd always be 5 minutes late coming to the table. I'll be right there. I'll be right there. He had to see kickoff. And my mom wouldn't budge. She wouldn't make dinner early, later, or like have a 2 o'clock dinner, because then of course it'd be right in the middle of the game. Probably, of course, he could eat during halftime. Should have asked my mother why she didn't do it like that so Dad could eat during halftime. But every Sunday, it did not matter. Sunday was a day to stay home, and we do the same thing. We don't go anywhere on a Sunday. But I do insist on, I don't insist. My boys are very good. I've always done a Sunday dinner, but we have ours right between 4 and 5. And it's getting to be that time, so I will be going down to start dinner and get it ready. Okay. So this one, you can see I'm going to have to piece this together a little bit. So I guess we will just start. So I'd love to know if you also have Sunday dinners in your home. If there's a food, I try to do a meal on a Sunday that we normally don't have during the week. And I always try to have a dessert because we don't have a lot of dessert during the week either, unless I take a zucchini bread out that I've made or something like that. But I don't make one of my mom's, look at my fingers, one of my mom's go-to desserts every Sunday. Didn't have it every Sunday, mostly in the summer, was strawberry shortcake. I'm trying to think what else she made. Strawberry shortcake was a big one. And what else? Oh, she used to make a really good, it was called Harvey Wallbanger cake. And that was really good. And of course, it was made with Harvey Wallbanger. I think it was some sort of liqueur, I think, or some sort of liquor. When my dad worked for the liquor companies, he would dress the windows for liquor stores all throughout the state, and he would get to bring home, a little bit of booze here and there. My parents didn't drink, but my mom loved to cook with it. So she would make a Harvey Wallbanger cake that was, oh my gosh, it was so good. She did a lot of puff pastries too. She loved cream puffs. So she would make puff pastry, and she'd make apple turnovers. I remember thinking about it now. She made apple turnovers. She did a lot. She used to make homemade grape jelly, and I can remember the cheesecloth sack hanging in a little corner next to our cupboard. And they had a grapevine out in our backyard, and she would make grape juice and grape jelly, and oh my goodness. And it had the wax seal on top. So whenever we opened up a new one, we got to take the knife and break up that jelly. And then what we had to do was pick the wax out of the jelly when we would scoop it out. A lot of good memories. This doesn't have a lot of gold on it. I have to have one that has a little bit more gold, this one here. But I often think the way everything is now, I'd like to start canning again. I did it for a little tiny bit when I first got married. I'd make marmalades and things like that, but I'm almost tempted to, you know, can my tomatoes. My mom did all that. Canned tomatoes and string beans. My dad had a little garden. So, all right. Okay, so that's where we're going to leave off today. We have all of those done. We're going to stick this back here. So the next time you see me, I'm going to have all of these glued down and they will be on the box, okay? I'll have them all on the box, and I'm not going to do the top just yet. I have a cute little bird here I'm going to put on here. I will do this probably in plain gold. So like I said, the next time that we get together, the box top is going to be all done. And, well, actually, these will be all glued on, and we will actually put them on the box top, okay? And then hopefully we can finish it. So these are our little 4.5 by 4.5 inch squares. And I will get these glued on, and then they will be on the box, and we will continue, and we will finish it up. So thanks everybody for joining in. I really appreciate it. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up and leave me a comment, and I will see you in a few days. All right, everybody. Bye-bye.